Audio Jungle.
South Africa's new president Cyril Ramaphosa outlines his plan of action for the country. Ethiopia institutes a state of emergency following the Prime Minister's abrupt resignation. President Trump links this week's mass shooting to the FBI. And in sports, the 23rd edition of the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope finally comes to an end with Goodluck Gabson backing home his fourth title. This is the Global News Weekly with me, Guillaume Nze. US President Donald Trump has rebuked the FBI for missing signals before Wednesday's shooting in Florida. He said the FBI was spending too much time trying to prove Russian collusion in the US presidential elections. The FBI, on her part, took the blame, saying it had failed to act on a tip-off about the suspects who took the shooting in Parkland that left 17 people dead. Wednesday's attack was the deadliest in US school shootings since 2012 and has reignited debates on gun control. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Zimbabwe has been arrested in connection with an investigation into the awarding of a doctorate degree to former First Lady Grace Mugabe. Levi Nyangura was detained by the country's corruption agency to be charged with abuse of office. Mrs. Mugabe was awarded a PhD just months after enrolling in 2014, despite it usually taking years to complete. Within the week, Jacob Zuma resigned as South Africa's president due to pressure from the ruling ANC party. Cyril Ramaphosa, the newly elected president, has vowed to fight corruption, tackle unemployment, and revive the economy as he outlined his plan of action for the country in his first State of the Nation address to the South African Parliament. Ethiopia has declared a state of emergency a day after the country's prime minister abruptly resigned. The decision, announced by local media, was taken by the Council of Ministers, the Ethiopian government's cabinet. It is not yet clear for how long the state of emergency will last. In Cameroon, 2 life-claiming accidents took place this week in the nation's capital, leaving over 4 persons dead. The second accident occurred between Friday and Saturday night when a Prado, allegedly a state-owned vehicle, lost control before finding its way under a logging truck. 3 of 4 persons on board were reported dead by the media. And in sports, some 500 athletes took part in the Mount Cameroon Race of Hope in the town of Boya. For the 4th time in the history of the race, Goodluck Gabson emerged winner, covering the 40-kilometer distance in 4 hours, 30 minutes and 46 seconds. In the women's category, Tata Karin emerged winner in 5 hours, 26 minutes and 54 seconds. This edition of the race was run under high security given the current tensions in the English-speaking regions of the country. It is here that we come to an end of this week's edition of the Global News Weekly with me, Guillaume Nze.
Audio Jungle.